Good afternoon, thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming. We're going to be doing another video on the game called Extremely Powerful Capybaras. Again, probably butchering that, but you know, it is what it is. So far we've played the blue one on the left, we played the yellow one on the right, and so we'll probably we're basically going to try one of the others. On the warrior video, I kind of went in a little more depth of kind of everything that was on the board here. So if you haven't seen it already, you can go back and check that one out. However, what we're going to probably do, so we do the blue, we do the yellow. I think what we might do here is actually the bard. Because depending on which one you choose, they all have different special effects as well. And the bard basically will just keep attacking in the whatever direction you last pressed. So if I want to go left, I always get attack left. You know, just keep attacking the left regardless of who. Whereas some, you know, they'll target things that are closer to them. Some do like an AoE around them. Some just does long range shots at a diagonal. All right, let's see. We will need more damage because we're not even able to one-shot things yet. So, I know I've been doing gold teeth most of the time, but I think it's almost a requirement. Because if you can't do damage, yeah, it just won't work out. And we could try Amulet of Despair, which will eventually go below 20% health and then just do lots more damage. Because we could try something like a stand in one spot build, you know, where we kind of just which I don't think we want to use Hummingbird because we'll probably stay somewhere at the edge of the map when we decide to do this. And since we won't probably be moving, Pauperant is probably not the direction we want to take either. So we probably want to do something like Slingshot Fractive Weapon. And we can also do Protection later as well. And since the power is kind of where we're going with this, you say she'll get a stackable damage buff as long as you don't move. Jackfruit doesn't help us as much, so I think in this case, maybe just decreasing cooldowns might be better. Because we're not going to be able to get the other thing where if you're about 90% health, you get the 10 to 20% decrease. So let's go ahead and do gold teeth again. Now that said, taking a little bit of damage is actually fine in this one, but because eventually we do want to go below 20%. Yeah, because eventually we do want to go slingshot, so I'm going to just grab that down. And sense of power. Probably going to increase that again. Run, barn, run. Increased defense bonus by 1. Huh. That is the speed of stacking by 1. And speed of stacking again. Teeth again. So yes, we're gonna go maximum damage here. Get back at your foes to give them chilled when you deal damage. So I guess this is kind of more of a damage. There might be something to try to play around with as well. Increase defense quite a bit, and then something like Rodent's Revenge. Probably won't do it this round because we're already kind of playing it unsafe by being below 20% health. And I guess the downside of how this board plays is they actually do come in from the edge of the map still. So like you can't, they don't just spawn somewhere in the middle, and so even if we take a corner, I don't know if it actually helps us a great deal. So Bard may not be the best one to take for a standstill though. It might be the rogue. It's kind of the direction we might actually want to go with. I think we just kind of want to keep increasing the base damage as well. Alright, weapon upgrade. Well, I think we're about to find out what happens when we do not survive. I don't know. I guess we'll survive it. Increase defense by 1. Because though I've actually played this one, it doesn't feel like a super difficult version of it. Like Potato, the first few times I played it, for example. In fact, it probably took several games before I actually won my first round on it. Whereas on here, so far it's been a bit easier. I mean, we could blame that partially on it being still an early beta. I think that would be a very fair thing to argue, but like I know the beta on that one was still quite difficult, especially in the first few several rounds. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and heal a little bit. Now we do lose our damage buff, but thing is, what we do hit though is hit really hard because it's doing like 70 points of damage. So I think it's a viable thing. I just don't know if it's particularly good for this character. Since we're not doing a corner strategy, maybe just go hummingbirds? Yeah. So I was kind of curious what sort of happens, because I know on the very bottom there it says players revive, so I think this is designed for in the long term doing like a multiplayer setup. But I think with how we built this one out this particular round, it was probably not the best setup. So yeah, if we're gonna test the water, see what happens. But yeah, that is the Bard setup. This one ended a little bit sooner. We'll end up giving the Rogue a go, and we might try to run a very similar build with Rogue, because I think Rogue might do this setup a little bit better, since he basically attacks everything around him rather than a singular direction. So as things get close, Rogue will hit everything anyway. But yeah, otherwise, thank you all for watching. You all have a wonderful day.